Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, at quarterback.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. The numbers for Mixon last week, 25 carries, 116 yards, and a trip to the end zone.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff, because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
4 yards the pickup, first down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard.
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
He finds Smith out of the backfield. 3 yards the gain there, second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now back to throw. Caught right side, Tate. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be third down. This defense for the Broncos, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. A give to Jones. And room there to work it inside the 25. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a second and 1. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. The give is to Jones. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll look to throw here. That's Samuel, caught left side. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Looking to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's first and goal. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Von Miller in there for the sack on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. Now Jones. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. They'll drop to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A handoff, running left, Mixon. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Eluding the pressure right. They'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. No doubt they were hoping for 7 points out of this drive, CD. The good news, they can at least salvage 3 because that ball went bouncing out of bounds.
Yeah, how about the bounce that they got? They kept them in field goal range. You're exactly right. They get a chance to get 3 points out of it and not cost themselves.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Oh, now Miller slow in getting up. He's still down on the ground. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Hunter Nice-Swander on to punt now on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and he's going to get this inside the 30. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Escaping the pressure right. And this one's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description, because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Nico Collins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, they'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll set up to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That catch good for only a couple.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And bulldozing his way through. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try to run it in with Jones. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll try again with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to 4. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Flushed out right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll throw now on the final play. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be. But halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. A handoff to Mixon, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The pass there complete to Sutton. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Mixon with a first down carry, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2nd and 9. Here's a give to Dobbins, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
He's got his tight end fan, and he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And down inside the 15 he goes. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape for the first and goal.
Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after here coming up. It's good, and it's 21-10. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a look.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this one will be touchdown right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On second down, here's Mixon. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. He'll look to throw. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
6 yards left on second down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 27 yards there, a first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 45 yards rushing for him now to this point. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They're going to look to throw. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On now is the Packers punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On play action, they'll throw. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll run. It's Dobbins. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. He's caught on his sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now here's a throw that's complete. 4 yards the pickup. First down. He'll look to throw. Looking sideline, incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. This is Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 30. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. On first down, Guy. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is
nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, the quarterback really has the advantage then because they'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield. And oftentimes, the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Dancing to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
That means there's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They'll drop the throw. Able to find Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the broken tackle. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A gain of 6 there on first. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Now the extra point try forthcoming. He's got it, and it's 24-17. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And the Broncos are able to recover, and that should just about wrap this one up. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And these numbers showing up on the screen, that's why he's their star. They kept him down for a little bit, couldn't keep him down for a full 4 quarters.
But what they were hoping for was a half of the game. And if they could have shut it down at the half, they had done their job. But as you mentioned, a full 4 quarters, and the best, they always feel like they're one run away from changing the momentum or breaking something big, and we're starting to see that here in the second half.
So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Denver, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the losses are